Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll right into this motherfucker. I think we should title this episode "Closure is the oldest trick in the book."
No, because we actually have a conversation about that.
About closure?
Yeah.
Where was it?
No, I'm saying, don't you? That's like something that you want to talk about. Like
Yeah,
actual closure. Are you gonna? We gonna speak about that?
that's what we're talking about right now. The podcast has begun.
Okay.
We not ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, no. Closure is the oldest trick in the book. I feel like women use that to get back with men.
Oh.
Do you agree any type of way?
No, because sometimes like things end so abruptly, and it's like, how can you be in a relationship with someone for like it's literally like someone died and you're unable to
Shut up, Rocky.
and you're unable to go to their funeral, to go to their wake and say goodbye. So yeah, what you think?
I think I think I just threw a pin at the dog. I think he was dreaming. Yeah, no, I just feel like in every situation where it was like, yo, it's over, and then like you get the phone call like, yo, I need closure. It's never really closure. It's just it's another way to get back in or another way to tap back in. Yeah, it's bait back in. Like it was always closure, and then the other thing was like, let's have sex one last time.
No, I get it because I've been on both sides of that, like needing closure and saying, "Oh, one last time," and like ending it, like cutting it off the head, like nigga, I don't need nothing from you.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, like when you didn't engage the breakup, if you didn't say like, "Yeah, let's break up," yeah, you do kind of need closure because it's like, all right, how is this supposed to be? Like, do you not want to talk to me? Like, do you like? Cause you don't know. Like,
I feel like
don't
that's
leave
all
me
bullshit.
in the dark.
I feel like that's all bullshit.
No, because if it's closure and saying like, all right, how are we moving forward? Because sometimes people have extreme ties. Sometimes you may share a bank account. Sometimes you may like it's just a lot of things.
But that's something that could be said in a text. I don't think we need to meet over dinner for closure.
Yeah, you don't. But if sometimes people can be extremely short over text. Sometimes people are not great communicators and they probably need. Sometimes people be hanging up and shit on the phone. So you probably need to meet up in person. Like, how dare you tell me some shit over the phone? Like,
what?
It's just not respectful, I feel like. Imagine me breaking up with you over the phone.
It's okay. A breakup is a breakup. I don't see the point in being in person and breaking up and all that stuff. Yeah, I feel like a breakup is a breakup. I feel like once we broken up and it was like, yo, this shit is over. I can't do this shit no more. Then you say, all right, yeah, this shit over. I can't do this shit no more. And a week later, I shouldn't get a phone call like, yo, I need closure. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. I'm not talking about that. Like,
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I say it's over. You agree that it's over. And then a week later, yo, I need closure.
All right, no. I like, yeah.
That's the oldest trick in the book, right? That's trying to get back.
Yes,
That's not.
I agree. That's trying to get back, but I'm more so like closure is a thing, and I think it can be appreciated because if you have one party trying to end a relationship, the other person just needs to understand like what went wrong, you know, how you're gonna move forward. Engaging with each other if you're going to engage with each other at all, because if you have one party just saying, oh, it's over, the other party is just kind of like left in the dark, like I just don't know about things.
Yeah, I can understand that from your point of view, but like I was just talking more so like we both agree that it's over, and a week later it's like,
I ain't spinning a block if I agree on some shit. I ain't spinning a block.
That's bullshit.
It's over.
You've never.
I ain't spinning a block.
That's a lie. No way.
What?
I don't believe you.
I've never spun a block. Once you a dub, you a dub.
Really?
Don't become a dub.
So you never like broke up with somebody and went back? Never. That used to be my move.
I wish a nigga would.
I always, my breakups was always like open ended, like all love, like kumbaya type shit. So it's like I've never broken up with anybody and it's been beef. So it always been able to be like, okay, yeah, we can, yeah, okay, we can link back up.
Nah, like it's over. Like what? And that's what I mean. Like,
but emotionally, I don't be attached to a lot of things. So it's just like, okay, yeah, you want to link up, we can Netflix and chill. We can.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look, this nigga Netflix and chill. He ain't never taking nobody out.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's not true. Don't make me out to be that guy.
I know it's not true, but I mean,
oh yeah, why? I don't want to get into that. You want to start the podcast?
Lego.
Don't ever go with the flow. Be the flow.
Yeah.
And I don't need no middleman to talk to my
nigga.
Hey. I understand if you don't understand. That's where we differ.
Episode 30. Welcome to the We Differ Podcast. I am your host, Shell 456, alongside my beautiful, lovely, and amazing co-host, E. This is episode number 40, and that deserves an applause. 40. We've been at this, like, we did this 40 times. More than 40, because we had an original podcast, so it's about 45 at this point.
And
how you feel about 40? That's one more round of applause. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
We made it to 40 episodes, man.
Yes.
That's great.
I'm trying to make it to.
I mean, yeah, of course. We never.
But celebrate your small
podcast.
wins.
Yes, you celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
All right. Let's get right into it. Well, how you feeling? You good?
I feel great. Yesterday, I had a really good day.
Uh-huh.
It was really
Yesterday
nice.
was pretty cool.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
It was a beautiful a beautiful day, and I feel great today.
It was long, and I was in pain, a lot of pain. I think I broke a bone in my foot.
You didn't break a bone.
Hurts, bro. I really, you know how they say you can break like a small bone in your foot, and it'd be like it's not excruciating pain, but it's like I think I did.
Yeah, no, it was long. I think I'm sore, like, so I was in pain, like sore wise, but like. Man, it was like a blissful day. It really was it was blissful.
Yeah, shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to all the fathers, Father's Day, Juneteenth and all that. One more round of applause.
One more time.
So now that we made this episode dated, this is the episode that we got to put out tomorrow. I got one in the tuck. All right, so let's go. All right, so I don't know the topic.
All right, so we're going to talk about grieving, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that a lot of times, like when we were having a conversation yesterday, and a lot of times when people die, the family blames, like they need someone to blame.
Yes.
And
and most times when it's suicide based, but almost
all times.
Okay.
Because even if it's like, all right, yeah, suicide. So that's like the main thing. Mm-hmm. But even if the police, and I'm not saying they do a great job at their jobs, but even if the police say like it was somebody, I feel like it's a lot of times it's like, oh, no, I need this to make sense. Like all right, so suicide, so it can also be like a heart attack. It can be like anything, natural causes.
Like if your uncle have a heart attack, it's like, oh man, his wife been feeding him the craziest food, or she just been stressing him out on his back about not having a job, or a worst case scenario, being poisoned. I think a lot of that comes with it's natural human behavior because we're natural storytellers, And I think that when it comes to death, we want to hear a story. We don't necessarily want to hear the truth. We want to hear the juiciest story. And a lot of times we don't want to let go. So we put it on somebody else, I guess, so we can keep it going. I don't know. I've always been the person where it's just like, I never liked that. I never believed stories after people die. It's kind of this, it messes up the mourning
Yeah. And so I think there's a need for death to make sense. Mm-hmm. If something were to happen to me, my family would think this girl goes to the gym. This woman goes to the gym every day. Mm-hmm. She eats pretty healthy. She's taking care of her house. Like, she goes to the doctor. Like, what happened, Rob?
Mm-hmm. Like, I did it.
Shells, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And it's logical to me, but I've been in instances where
For the record, can you just let people know that if God forbid, I knock on wood, if anything happened to you, I didn't do it. You just let people know.
I cannot confirm that.
Oh my God! See, you see,
I can't do it.
That is nuts.
Nah, we have a loving relationship. Mm-hmm. Everything is Gucci. Like, I don't think. No, though I do. Nah, I'm cool. But anyway, I've been in situations where, all right, let me give you a couple scenarios. Mm-hmm. One of my family members lost their partners.
Yep.
And she was blamed for it. Mm-hmm. And this family member is very close to me, but I understood it. Like, it's like, all right, I feel for you. I know you're going through it. But I understand that this family is grieving and they need for it to make sense.
Yes.
I understood it. Mm-hmm. The day of, I understood exactly what was going on. Mm-hmm. And I'm much younger than this woman, but like, when you're in it, when you're grieving, I understand, like, your mind is all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I understand. I was thinking very logically. Mm-hmm. So when you say a story, we need a story to tell. Mm-hmm. I was able to read through the bullshit. That's exactly what it is. A story. I'm a great storyteller. I know how to tell a story, but I know it's a fucking story. I know it's fictional. Another thing is, I lost a cousin to suicide.
All right, can I just touch on that?
Yeah.
Because it's such a shame, because in those situations where your partner passed away, then you're being blamed for your partner's death and whatever manner it happened. It's so unfair to the partner because they're grieving too.
Yes.
Maybe even more so than most of the family
Yes.
members. But yet the family members is going and putting this on this person. And so it's just like, what else can you do but defend yourself? And it just become this whole big bullshit
and I get that
thing.
too.
You know what I'm saying? And it's even worse if it's kids involved, or if it's you know, like it get really messy. But you was about to speak on
yes,
your cousin.
Let me speak on that. So mourning, when it comes to mourning, like, a lot of times people, they judge how someone may mourn. So that may be another reason why someone will be like, oh yeah, she definitely did it, or he did it, because look at how he's dealing with his death.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, they expect people to be crying and rolling on the ground. But even if you crying and rolling on the ground, they were like, oh, she overdoing it. She did it. She overdoing it. She's faking.
So grieving and mourning is not a one size fits all. It's not.
All right. I'm sorry. Do you think this is a strictly black issue?
I don't know. And that's what, like, when we talk about certain things, I be like, I can't speak on that. Like, I really don't know about, like, I don't know. So, like, and I know a lot of times when we talk about black people, but what else can we really pull from? We're black. We only have black experiences.
Yeah. I'm just saying that because I've never really seen a situation in a white family where I don't know a lot of white families.
Yeah,
though,
you don't.
But I've never seen a situation in a white family where it just didn't go smoothly. And I'm wondering, is it because, you know, in a lot of white people situations, they have their stuff together. They have their arrangements in order. A lot of black people don't have their arrangements in order, so that can just cause chaos, and that could be a part of the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, shit, we not ready for this. It's like, you know, so it's a lot of different factors.
Yeah, so I was saying that grieving is not as one size fits all, right? So I think, and I've fallen a victim to judging and saying that, you know, trying to put things together in my head, because I've had, I remember my grandma died, and I was like, my cousin, the one I'm about to tell a story about, who committed suicide, he came run, he said, Aunt Blank killed grandma. What? That lady killed my grandma.
Yeah.
And I didn't, me, my cousins, my siblings, we didn't believe anything other than she killed my grandma. We believed we were children.
Yeah.
And we believed that, all right. We were children believing that. So as adults, I have a lot more logic now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't believe that now. But I want to compare that because as a child, it's easy for us to believe. But now as adults, I think we kind of have to use logic and not use storytelling to accept certain things. Like people do die. Like there's such things as aneurysms. There's such things as heart attacks.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
So, and then, a lot of times black people don't go to the doctor.
Yeah, we don't go to the doctor. We don't get our health checked. It's just a whole bunch of different factors in that.
Yeah, so my cousin, he committed suicide, and he committed suicide in Atlanta. He hung himself, and I'm sorry if I'm being too graphic, but he hung himself in a park called Piedmont Park in Atlanta, and this is an infamous park where the KKK used to hang black people. So I remember reading about this, an article. I remember my ex at the time. He was like, "Yo, they still doing this," and he showed me an article about a guy who was found from a tree, and I was like, "Damn, that's messed up." And I would remember feeling upset about it because anytime a black person, I always feel it. I feel differently about black people. And I remember feeling it. And I remember a week later, my cousin called me and was like, they found Michael from a tree. And instantly, I knew it was him. I knew it was him. And I needed to blame someone. I remember needing to feel like somebody was responsible for this. I remember feeling like I knew my cousin enough. I was too close with him. I would have known. And then years later, I remember the whole family just feeling like there were foul play.
Yeah. And
then it was a whole debacle with us being blamed because his friend said oh, he didn't have family and etc. And it was that was total bullshit. I was always close with my cousin. My cousins grew up with me we were siblings. And then the autopsy came out. Or it probably came out, but I found out about the autopsy. I found out what drugs he had in his system. I found out that he went on Facebook and blocked all of his cousins and his family.
Before it happened.
Before he did it. I found out that what he posted before he did it, he said he was going to do it. I found out that he had this date marked, and it led up he mentioned this date for a minute. And I found out that he was lying. A lot of the things that he used to tell me was a lie. I found out so many things. And I couldn't continue to say that there was foul play. I had to use logic. So I could no longer allow the stories to go on and say that.
So it was signs. It was clear signs that led
after. So hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes.
So when I was in it, when I was thinking I was being the best cousin that I could possibly be, and I remember, and there was also a sort of guilt with me because I remember he called me the day before, and I was like, this nigga always on some bullshit. He always starting trouble. I don't feel like dealing with you right now, and I didn't answer the phone. So it was always just story after story, and I was able to gain some peace with myself once I finally said, nah, this is the logical reason here.
Yeah. Suicide is such a tough thing because and it's something that I've been through multiple times. I said, we was having a conversation yesterday. I know at least 10 people that have killed themselves. So it's not always signs, but sometimes it is signs. I had one homie that he just started pulling up to my crib and just giving me random things. He'll pull up with a box of things and be like, yeah, yo, take this. I mean, but he hit it so well. He was like, I don't want my girl to ever see this, so just take this. You know what I'm saying? It might have been a box of, I forgot exactly what it was that he gave me. yeah, and other people, just the storytelling once somebody dies is like, okay, this person killed himself, and then the family might come with a story, you know what I'm saying? And then like foul play might become like one of the things that's involved. I don't really want to talk specifically on any of them situations, honestly.
Yeah.
But I do understand like the pain that it caused, and it's it separates people, and I don't think those relationships ever
Can recover.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen like people say, "Oh, my man killed himself," and then people blame like a girlfriend or like his best friend. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because a lot of the times, like, it was one situation where his man couldn't even come to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like niggas was on his ass because they think he did it. But at the end of the day, it was so many drugs that a person was using, or so many, you know, such and such. And it was just like, I have a one homeboy, it was like, I saw him like a day before he killed himself. And we was driving up I was driving up the block, he was driving down the block. And I got damn near to the top of the block, and he was damn near to the bottom of the block. And I heard him beeping his horn, and this motherfucker reversed all the way up the block. You know what I'm saying? And he just came to me, and he was like, yo, I want to have a peace parade. And I never heard him speak like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a serious person. And he was just like, man, I want to have a peace parade, man. All this different things that's going on. And I just remember his face. He had these like real big pimples, like stress pimples. You know what I'm saying? He had stress pimples. And the next 2 days, he ended up killing himself. And it was a really big thing from around my way. And it was just like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? It just went so far left to the point where even now to this day, people are split down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Some people think that he did it himself, and some people think that he was killed. You know what I'm saying? And from what I saw and from what I can speak on, I believe that he did it himself. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was a lot of stress, a lot of pain, a lot of trauma in his life. I believe he did it himself.
I think it's either a death in a family and friends or whatever. It's either going to make or break a family of friends. And like it's literally how you said that it's hard to recover. It really is. My grandma, being the person she was to our family, our family is split totally now. Like, her death was just like, all right, there just is we don't have that person no longer, and we're split. My brother passed away, and it was bullshit there. Oh God, our family is split. And I remember my brother passing, and it being like we came together real quick. And it was like, oh nah, you on bullshit. The obituary is always an issue. And I remember my brother drowned, by the way. And I always felt like if I were there, if his friends who he grew up with were there, he would be alive. But so you're always gonna have those things. Like his friends were blamed for him dying, and so there's always going to be those situations. And like, I just understand like grieving a bit more. Like, I understand like, yeah, I was gonna blame those guys because it's like, yo, my brother's dead. Like, at the end of the day, that's all that mattered. Like, not like, oh, I attempted to save him or anything. Nah, he's dead. He's never coming back. So, yeah, that's it. I wanted to speak about support, because a lot of times, so another thing we were talking about is like the partner, how your partner supports you or whatever. So, I know when I'm going through something, I like to be kind of like checked up on. Like, I don't want to be left alone. And I know that I support people the same way that I would like to be supported. So I can, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, like there's a disconnect if communication is not involved, like a great deal amount of communication. And someone can feel like, oh, there's no support. And you really just would feel a way about your partner because like, damn, this girl, this man, this woman, this man didn't support me in a situation where I really needed support. And it's as simple as just communicating, you know?
Yeah, I think people just grieve different. Me personally, like I'm the complete opposite of you, and I feel the same way. Whereas it's like I feel like everybody feel like they need to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I feel. So yeah, it's definitely understandable. When I'm grieving, when I'm going through it, bro, just give me a dark room. Give me a dark room and give me like 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Just to like process and just be by myself and just like understand like exactly what's going on and how I'm going to move forward from this. I might need to just like, I might be in that motherfucker crying some days. I might be in that motherfucker watching a funny movie some days. You know what I'm saying? But like, I need that time to like sit down and process. I think people coming to me and saying things to me about especially the person that passed or like everything's gonna be okay is respectable, but I really just do need that time alone. And another thing is like I think I do have a trigger where it's like if I have a long relationship, like if my homeboy died and we got like 20 years in and somebody who didn't know him is trying to console me. It's like, yo, you ain't even know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It become this like, yo, you don't know this nigga. You don't know what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand like our dynamic and our relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it is also that thing is like, you can't tell me to everything is going to be okay or everything is, because in that moment it's just not. You know what I'm saying? But I've been through it enough to understand that everything's going to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get through this. Earlier when I was younger, it's like, it was dangerous because I didn't know if I was going to get through certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like after about my fifth homie died, like I was suicidal. So I just didn't know how I would get through those situations until I went to therapy. And then that, you know, after that therapy sessions, I was able to know, like, I can get through anything, you know what I'm saying? It's always get greater later, always get better, you know what I'm saying? No matter what happens in life, it always get better. You just got to keep, you know, allow yourself to mourn. And that's the thing that I really started to do, this really allowing myself to mourn and process the whole situation, process how it happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the other day we were talking about this and you was saying that well, I've seen like people, if you lost someone and if I were to make it about myself, right? I can see how someone would feel that way. Like the partner is making it about themselves, but it really is just the partner wanting to be there for their partner. Like if your partner lost someone, you want to be their go-to person, and it's not like, oh, I'm being selfish, like you need to come to me, but you need to go to someone. And
I don't necessarily think that's true.
no, or all right, you need to have, if you need someone, you need to have an outlet. If you need an outlet, you need to be able to go to someone if you need one.
Yeah.
And of course, like your partner, if no one is able to console you, your partner is going to want to be the one to console you. And so I understand those things. I understand you saying like if you didn't know someone, like I don't think it's ever okay to say like it's gonna be okay because you truly don't know. Like sometimes people die afterwards. Sometimes it was like, I cannot bear this pain. And like the shooting, the teacher who I lost her life in what was that, in Texas?
Oh yeah, and her husband.
Like sometimes like heartache, like people will die. Sometimes people commit suicide afterwards. So you never really know like if someone is going to be okay. I agree with that. But Yeah, it's kind of insensitive to say, for sure.
I don't. Yeah, and it could be insensitive in some forms, but I do believe that sometimes people just want to be the one. You know what I'm saying? Like the one that you just want to be a good girlfriend or a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I do think that can be selfish sometimes because sometimes people just need space. And more times than not, I think women women feel so much. So a lot of times women don't understand, like, when a man is in his shell, like a man need to be left alone. That could be like a real thing. And not only in just death, you know what I'm saying? I think I was watching this shit on the fucking internet, and this girl was just saying, like, yo, if you call your boyfriend and he say, I just want to be left alone or whatever. She was like, ladies, never just leave him alone. Pop up and do something for him, do something nice, and then just leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not what men want. If a guy say, I want to be left alone, leave him alone. You don't got to do nothing. He just need time to just chill. You know what I'm saying? Relax and just, like, unravel. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times us men don't know how to get our emotions out, you know what I'm saying? So we got to process it internally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
My last point was, and I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but when I don't think that people are smart enough a lot of times to get away with murder. So I know that some people do.
I know a lot of dumb criminals.
I know that some people do get away with murder, but all right, let's skip the getting away with the murder, like the actual person committing the murder. But if there's an autopsy, right? A lot of people are not smart enough to get around that. So the person who is the coroner, the like whatever, that process where that person is not able to tell exactly what happened, what was the cause of death. So when you have there actually be a cause of death, and then like maybe family or friends saying, oh no, that person poisoned them or whatever. It's like this person's not even smart enough to get away with this shit. You know, so I'm gonna spin this all the way back to logic. Like, seriously. And that's all I have to say about it.
All right, and I got one more. I'm gonna dive a little deeper, a tad bit deeper. Okay, I had a homeboy that killed himself, right? And a lot of people said that his girlfriend did it, right? The night before it happened, like, it was a wild night. Like, shit just went so left. You know what I'm saying? I was at his house the night before it happened. So it shit was just so crazy that night. It was so crazy to the point where when I left, I had his gun. I had a handgun. I took all the knives out the house. And I took all the knives out the house. I took his handgun. And him and his girlfriend was there. He was extremely intoxicated. And I was with this fucking girl. His girlfriend, homegirl. I was gonna stay that night, like, bruh, no, I'm gonna stay here. You know what I'm saying? And make sure everything cool. And the girl just kept like, nah, let's go. Let's, just on some like horny shit. No, let's go. His girlfriend's like, no, you can go. So I went in the room. I had some milk, gave him some milk, you know what I'm saying? Boom, cool. So the next morning, I get a phone call. Shells. He shot himself. Like, what? I'm like, all right, I got the gun. All right, whatever. I hangs up on her. Boom, hang up. Because I just couldn't process it, so I just hung up. And then she called me right back. Shells, he's gone. The cops is here, all this other stuff. So I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, how he shoot himself? I got his gun. And I forgot he had a fucking assault rifle. He shot himself in the head with an assault rifle. So, that whole situation happened. In the next 2 days, we went through the process of just, cleaning the apartment, me and his girlfriend. and we just talking, and we was mourning so heavy, man. Having to do that, having to clean spatter off the wall of your best friend. This is my best friend at the time. So it was extremely difficult. And you know, I couldn't put it all together. I figured he did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of knew he did it. I knew my brother was hurt. I knew my brother lost a mom. I've never seen my brother cry. Never seen him cry. My brother lost a mom, a dad. He lost a large amount of money, you know what I'm saying, which is another large hit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so coming from all that and then having such a rough night before, I just started to tap in and do research, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what is the signs if somebody killed themselves, you know what I'm saying? I didn't believe that she did it, but I just wanted to, I heard so much chatter like she did it, you know what I'm saying? So I just went on the internet and like one of the signs was like if somebody shoot themselves with a long gun like that, there's only one way they can do it. And I think it's with the you know, your index finger, you would have to push it, the trigger, and you would have to have the gun at distance like at an angle, and you have to push it. And if it's not a mark on your finger, a cut, because the gun's going to jump and that trigger is going to cut your finger. So for the next 2-3 days, we went to go view his body. Viewed his body, cut on his finger. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, my man did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but even after that, and even with the facts that I had and with the fact that I went and told his family, they just didn't believe it. They don't want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, sometimes people just don't want to believe things, and you can't make people believe things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just like,
you want to be as a family though. You want to believe that you were there. You want to believe that you knew your son, your brother, your whatever enough. You want to believe that they would come to you. You want to believe all these things. Mm-hmm. And like, it's not really about you in that moment at all. And not that they're making it about them, but it's like, no matter what you did, this person had that much more pain in them. Like you couldn't even fathom the amount of pain they were in that they could take it to that level.
Yeah, facts.
That's a whole nother level. Like,
real talk.
Yeah.
That's facts. All right. This is the We Different podcast, and that was heavy. Episode number 40. You feel good, though? I feel great. Yeah, I feel great. Yes. Episode number 40 of the We Different podcast, and we are out.
Peace.